Okay, guys, so tonight we're going to basically chat about a new bot or the latest changes and all of those things done to the bot. The first bot was based off EMA structure. This bot is based off ATR and supertrend structure. Um, Mr. Michael, can you do a little intro on the changes that's been applied, etc., and so forth, and then I'll take over from
Yeah,
content
it,
settings and so forth.
yeah. When I started this programming thing, we started with the most simple stuff. We started with EMA, and we started with like fixed lot sizes, and uh, everything was very simple from a perspective that has to do with more uh, static settings compared to the EAs we are producing now, which are more dynamic. And dynamic means that it takes care of the ranging trends. The market is ranging, and during that time, there should be very few trades compared to when we have a a a trend that goes up or down, long trends. And I think we got that to work, uh, and it really follows the trend. It creates a buy when the EA sees that the trend has changed, and it creates a sell, obviously, in the other direction. So basically, here we are now. The first EA that we made, we could have sold for like $30, roughly. Now we're talking about prices between 300 and $800 per EA because of the complexity and and of course the dynamics that are built in those EAs. The last versions that I programmed. So there we are. Is that enough, Kurt?
Yeah, that's in a nutshell. Obviously, when we put this bots out, there will be a full description of the various settings. It will be fully explained. How to use those settings, all of those things will be provided with the bot. Just keep that in mind. Um, so basically, whoever buys the bot can literally go to that notes and they will be able to understand what's happening there and how to use the bots. It's just for the person that's buying the bots to obviously apply certain settings to the bot. Now, the reason why I've tried to find a sweet spot is because when I find that sweet spot, I then send the set file to Michael, and Michael will then add it to the default settings of the actual bot. Although this default settings is applied to the bot, various brokers have various spreads, they have various calculations on the actual commissions, all of those things, right? As we've mentioned off the recording, so to say, right? These are all applied to various brokers. They have various pricing to various things. They've got different types of accounts. Number one, you'll have like maybe a cent account, you'll have a standard account, you'll have a professional account, you have an ECN account, you'll have a copy trade account. All of these accounts have various settings, various prices, various spreads, the works. Some of them will have swap fees, some of them won't have swap fees, some of them will have no spreads, some of them will have spreads on them. Some will have small spreads, others will have big spreads. Right. So we kept it to a standard version of a broker or standard account of a broker, which will have some calculations applied to it. Now, when I set the set file that Michael programs into the defaults, it still needs application from a user. depending on the broker you are using, right? You need to play around with the settings. So number one, the system is built of ATR structures, right? So average true range. So within a day, you have like an average true range. Any broker, doesn't matter what you are trading, whatever commodity you're trading, whatever indice you're trading, whatever forex pair you're trading, the works. All of them have an average true range. That average true range, you can then set to your bot, right? If you wanted to have a small range or a big range, that's entirely up to you. The bigger your range is going to be, the more risk you're applying to it. That's point blank. Okay. The smaller your range is, the less risk you have. Now, these are set in certain ways, or you can set it in certain ways, whether you want to do longer trades or whether you want to do shorter period trades and scalping. So scalping, sniper, day trading, you name it, you can apply these settings to it. Right? But on the basis of this is basically eating, like Michael says, eating off the elephant in chunks. So scalping is the format and the basis that we've done this. Right? There's a couple of features added to it. So let me get into that. Share my screen. Just tell me if you can see my screen. This is 2 trades that I've got running with the TrendSpotter, as you can see there on the right-hand side. And this is from the bot that's on my home PC inside. This version is not on here yet. So again, to show you guys how to actually add this bot, again, you go to File, you go Open Data Folder, okay? I've already downloaded the bot. So I just go to MQL, I go to Experts, and I go to Advisors, wherever you're going to basically save it. On my home PC, I've actually got everything under there. Let me just do that, cut all that, and I want to move it into free bots because that's technically what it is. Paste it there, go back, and I'm going to take all of these, cut this, drop it in there. Okay, so just to keep everything generalized, I'm doing the same that I have there in on my home PC. Okay, so now what I do is I move this to the side, and then I'm going to select the location that I actually downloaded to. Come on. Okay. Down. So that was the version, TrendSpotter Plus, right? That one I'm going to copy. Now close that window, just not to confuse yourselves. The window that I kept open from the data window from the broker or from the MetaTrader 5. I'm just going to paste it there. Okay. You can see that's the new one over there. If I arrange it by date, you'll see it's the top. Okay, that's the main one. I'm going to close this window. Then I'm going to go on here. I'm going to click on any of the actual bots, right? And I'm just going to say refresh. And then when it refreshes, you're actually going to see it over there. Okay. I hope, yeah, that has been clear so far. So you go File, Open Data Folder again. Then you go MQL5 and Experts and Advisors, because these are EA advisors, okay? Expert advisors. In other words, short-term bots. And then you will drop it into there. Now, when you're going to apply your bot, you obviously it's going to drag and drop it to the window. Or you can just double click on it. Okay. So when you double click on it, now mind you, if you have more than one window at the bottom here, like let's say, for example, you've got, let's just open up another one. Okay, I've got 2 windows here. Whatever windows open, if you double click on it, it's going to apply to that window. See what happened there on the right over here? You can see it showing there now. That's not what I want. I want it to be on gold because this bot is made specifically for gold. Okay. So I'm going to double click on it. inputs. Oh, by the way, you'll see here, TrendSpotter Plus 2.05 enhanced. Okay, you guys will have the newer version soon, which is a 2.06, very similar. Enhanced high frequency XAU USD trading EA optimized for M5 time frame. Okay. And the reason why we're using the M5 time frame is because number one, the super trend indicator was basically one of the indicators that we used. Previously, we used EMAs. We are using a super trend indicator here because it has more of a clear picture, to put it in layman's terms, a clear picture of what the market is doing and when it's best to enter. Okay, just to dumb it down a bit. Then disclaimer provided as is without warranties, use at own risk. So yes, you as the user need, apart from my default settings, need to apply the settings again according to your broker. The only way you're going to figure that out is, like I said before, if you go into the inputs, yeah, let's say you make a change and you want to set your max amount of concurrent open trades. If you want to set it to maybe 3 trades to open, right? Click on that and you say save. Then you choose a option or rename it. You can say 5M for 5 minutes. And you can say this version 1.05 just to make it more accurate. Okay. And click save. Now, you can either click OK just to see how it works out, or whatever with all the default settings. That's entirely up to you. Right? You've got a ticker process delay in milliseconds. Then you've got a delay between trades in seconds. Now, obviously, you don't want to go milliseconds. It's way too fast. Okay. Although you can use it, but it's more preferential to go seconds because you don't know what kind of penalization you'll have from your broker. You need to find out from your broker, hey, how quickly can I execute trades? You need to ask them this because let's say you have 3 trades or 10 trades that's opening up and they're all happening within a second, and I get penalized for it because that's not how they want you to use your EA on their account or any of the accounts. You need to find this out beforehand. Okay. Number one, on risk and money management. You can obviously you can play it safe. If you're just starting out with the bot, please, again, if you're going to play with the settings, do on a demo account. You can't go put this immediately on a live account and expect it to work like you want it to work. It doesn't work that way. Put it on a demo account that is very close or similar to your settings on your live account. If they don't have that on the broker, then I would advise you to use the lowest pip count you possibly can have, which is 0.01. Okay. That is obviously for better money management. And then set your trades to 1, not 3, just to kind of alleviate the loss. If you want to see how the bot works and you're working on a live account, work with that. Number 2, you have a dynamic lot sizing. So this is if you want to add your own lot size, right? Or if you wanted to go based on what capital you have. For example, if you have $1,000 and you want to go 1%, right? You want to use 1% of your capital at risk. Guess what? It's going to use 0.10, right? Because 1,000 capital, you're looking at 0.10 as your 1%. If you're looking at $100, it's going to use 0.01. If you're looking at 10,000, it's going to look at 1.00. So you need to check that calculation also. Okay. Risk per trade as a percentage. So if you only want to risk 5% of any kind of trade, that you're running, be it whatever lot size, if it goes into the 1%, it will close automatically. Okay? Because it will reach that risk calculation in the bot itself and it will close off once it reaches that. Or if it tries to go higher than that, it will close off that position. Maximum allowable spreads in pips for trade entries. This is obviously what spreads they cater for. Okay. If you're looking at the max amount of spread or the least amount of spreads, let's say, for example, a broker has 0.6 spread on GBP USD. Your maximum allowable spread for that specific what you call it pair, it's not needed to go 10. It's not needed to go 100. But yeah, increase the number doesn't really affect your bot. Okay. If you want to decrease the number, right, the spreads, then it basically, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but early in the morning, I don't know if you guys are early up at that time when the market opens up at 1 a.m. or when brokers decide for the markets to start running trades or running at 1 a.m., you will see that the difference between your ask and bid price is massive compared to what it is during the day. So if you set this, if you know that your broker says, okay, listen, it's between 0.6 and 1.6 on that specific pair, then set it to 5 just to be safe, or set it to 3 to be safe, because you never know that if that spread could possibly go to 5 in that hour, the first hour when it starts. So when you look again at this, but in ask price here, you can see the one is red and one is green, right? Those two lines, you can see that it gets smaller and gets bigger, gets smaller, gets bigger, gets smaller, gets bigger. In the mornings, there's a massive gap there. Sometimes it's as thin as a pin, and then sometimes it's as wide as your finger. I'm exaggerating, but you get the picture, right? That's what you are preventing. Let's say, for example, the spread runs up to 10. You don't want it to basically run over 10, and the spread is 15 at 1 a.m. Then if your entry is over here, let's say it creates a buy over there, but guess what? The entry is actually over there. Do you get what it means with the spread? Your bot activated there, but that's where the actual trade is opened. Vice versa. If it's placing a sell, you're going to have the price being at this point instead of somewhere like here or somewhere like there. Every trade that opens up on Forex market already starts in a negative, if you did not know this. Okay? It already starts in a negative. Crypto, however, not on the Forex broker itself. I'm talking about crypto, trading with, let's say, Bybit or what's the other one again? Binance, right? Any of those brokers. When you set a price, that's where it actually enters on that price. There's no difference in spreads. Okay. Okay, what's this in the chat here? Okay, cool. Right. So there's no difference in the spreads. Now let's go back to the bot. I already saved that. See, I didn't put the bot in yet. So I saved that setting. So if I want to load that setting again, I just go there and I click and you see the 2 change to a 3. Okay. Now, if you don't want to use the static lot size, right? And you want to use the dynamic, then you obviously set it to true. Again, dynamic is based on whatever capital you have, it will take a percentage of that and apply it to the lot size. Okay. Hope you guys got that. Equity stop loss, percentage imbalance. So, for example, right, overall trades for the day, you're trading, let's say, for example, $1,000 and you lost 15%. guess what? Your bot is going to stop trading for that day unless you change this value, okay, to increase it. This is a safety measure. If you've lost 15% of your account, do you think it's best to continue to trade on the day? I would think not. Because on average, any sane trader will take a risk of 1 to 10% minimum. And I've taught this to you guys in the classes, right? By the way, class starts Monday. We will do a brand new book. Yeah, back to basics. There's some things in that book that is covering other things, not the Bible, the candlestick Bible, but yeah, you'll see when we get there. Right. Um, Manual pip calculation. If you want to do a pip calculation on your own, you can set it to 1. If you want the system to or the bot to speak to the broker, hey, what's your pip count? Blah, blah, blah. Let's apply this. That is going to take the best setting from your broker if you set it to auto calculate. So here you can see manual pip value per lot open brackets. This is going to be -1 for auto calculate. It's going to be best suited to your broker and to your account that is basically trading. Okay. I haven't used that feature. I've left it as false. Michael, can you elaborate on this one? Because I haven't actually used that feature. Annual manual reset of initial balance on init. Mr. Michael, you there?
Yeah.
What's
Uh,
that? What's it again?
I'm not sure really what it means, to be honest. This is something that my building system,
Added.
which I had, added by itself,
Okay,
and
interesting fact.
I will dig in to it what it is. But
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Interesting fact, guys. This is how we came across the ATR when the system that built the bot or helps him to build the bot um, uh, suggested an ATR based, yeah, and super trend and so forth. So that's how we came to learn the ATR, average true range, and how it works. Because we had to actually go and do some more digging. Note that the previous bot was based off my own trading style and the um indicators that I personally used. But yeah, who's dropped off the call? Oh, okay. She closed still here. So that was what's his name? Anyways, so here you've got use ATR based stop loss calculation. So if you set the number to be small, your take profit, be it on a stop loss or a take profit line, it's going to be small, right? If your number is going to be small, that distance from your entry is going to be smaller. If you go bigger in this number, that value, it's going to be wider. Now, the way the average true range works is that you have a high and you have a low of, let's say, let's take an example, a sideways trend, okay? Or you have a high point marked out and you have a low point marked out for, let's say, a 1 hour candle. And during that 1 hour candle, you're going to get a true range, right? With the highs and the lows marked. And it's like playing, how do I put this now? If you're just using that indicator on its own, you're literally playing do or die with the market. So it's literally within your range. It's either yes, you win, or either no, you lose. If you don't use any other attributes, that's basically how it works. So, for example, if you have a range that's happening, say, between 0 and 50 pips or 0 and 100 pips, and you place it in that range and it's up and down between that range, guess what? You're placing trades that's going to be within that region of the high or in that region of the low, and you have to pray and hope that that one single indicator is going to work in your favor and hope that the market goes in your way. That's from what I understand how the ATR works. You can obviously make it smaller or bigger according to your needs. So if you're scalping, you're going to scalp, obviously, with your most minimum range. I would say 0.8, 0.7. For me, that is the sweet spot, accompanied by the trailing stop and also the break-even offset, which we'll get to now, right? So that's how the multiplier basically works. If you're going to use the manual, you can either set, so here it says multiplier for stop loss. Obviously, if you're going to increase the number, you're making your chances of scalping more in your favor, so to say, with the stop loss. You can also disable the stop loss completely, but I mean, yeah, rather have a stop than nothing at all, because the market might just work against you on any given time. Okay. If you go use ATR based take profit calculation, true. If you don't want to, you can set the manual take profit. The multiplier, again, the bigger the multiplier, the further your take profit is going to be away from your take profit or from your entry, sorry. So if you click here and you go, let's say 0.8, you are bringing it closer to your entry point if you want to do scalping. If you want to do longer entry trades, then you would leave it at 4.0 or 2 or whatever the case may be. Now, you're obviously going to select whatever number there on your first trade, right? If you have, Lord, this is especially for you. If you're doing it on a live account, like I said in the beginning, start with one trade only at the lowest lot size possible, right? If you want to test it. I don't know what kind of capital you're using. So rather play it safe, rather take the stress. If they don't have a demo account, do it on the lowest possible risk. Okay. Do it with the lowest amount of actual trades that's going to open also. So when you're placing this on 0.8 and you hit auto trade and you see that that distance is very small, then you say, okay, that's doable, for risk management. If it's bigger, then you say, oh shit, no, that's too much. Then you can manually actually move that take profit line, and you can drop it a bit, and then you can go back into the actual bot, and you can change the setting, and you click save or click OK, right? That's the way you would manage a bot. Or you can switch the bot off, then make the change, switch it back on. It's up to you. Okay. Pick stop loss. If you're actually going to put in a stop loss that you prefer manually, and you don't like what the ATR is giving you, same with the fixed profit. If you want to set it to 30 pips, 20 pips, whatever, 2 pips, it's entirely up to you. Okay. Enabling the trailing stop functionality. You can place it to true, or if you don't need it, you don't want to use it, you can disable it. Then you've got to use ATR based trailing stop. I would say this one is a bit of a challenge to figure out the sweet spot. Because if you're taking small amounts like the 0.8, guess what? This thing has to be smaller in order to activate. Following the logic now? Okay. For this amount of take profit, you need this one to be smaller, can't be bigger, because it's never going to activate. Okay. Hope that's understandable. Let's move further on. Enabling break-even stop loss. So those that tested the bot or the previous versions, you would have seen that there is something called offset. Offset just means a little bit off from your actual break-even or your entry point. So for example, if the market turns around on you and instead of taking zero profit, or according to the slippage or whatever they have on the broker, you might be like a couple of cents out or a couple of cents in, depending on the capital you're trading with, and depending on the market conditions at that point. If it's very volatile, you might have some slippage there. If not, then it's still okay. Okay. So basically, what it's saying here is you want to safeguard it so that it stays in a profit, even though it comes down to the break even stop loss. It's kind of giving you profit still. Now, again, according to the RoboForex account, I had to change this to actual 10, right? Whereas the previous one on FBS, I could set that to 1. It all depends on what the pip count is, etc. and so forth. Decimal places, all of that stuff. Need to play around with it again. All boils down to need to play around with it. Okay. Then you've got the manual setting for the trigger point for your distance in points for break even. So basically, Michael, I think that one is worded incorrectly. That's supposed to be for the trading stop.
No, it is for the break even stop.
No, but there's the offset. Oh, well, yeah, I get it. Sorry, sorry. So this was the newer version. I'm thinking of the older version. So yeah, when you get to 100 pips, this activates, basically.
Points.
Yeah.
Points.
So that's 10 points. Yeah, 10 points. So you're literally keeping it the same. Oh man, is that one points? Okay, points, and that's also points. My bad. I didn't read properly. The other one said pips, no? The one that I got is pips. Am I right? Yeah. Anyways, okay, so it's all dependent on what it's measured in. If it's points, it's points. If it's pips, it's pips. Points, you obviously know it counts from all the digits from the right to the left. And if you're looking at pips, you're always leaving the first digit out. You start from the second one. Right. Okay, so this in a nutshell, points, this needs to be at say 10 pips in order for this to activate at 1 pip. That's what it's basically saying. So you can up this to be the same as that and both activates at the same time. Okay. Does it make sense? You must tell me if it doesn't make sense, guys.
Oh, good.
Okay. Right. Yeah, very simple. Direction. If you only want to trade, so here's a nifty one. Okay, let me just stop the share and share the overall. Sorry. Just want to share that one. So I'm sharing the overall. I'm going to go there. Now, the reason why I'm coming here is because in a day, you'll get a daily, something called a daily bias. If you haven't gone through my notes, depending on your trading experience, you know, something called a daily bias means that the market's either going up, or it's going down for the day, or it's kind of peaking in the middle, ranging. Yeah, you get the picture. Okay. So here you can say the daily bias of this one, market enters here at the bottom and then follows through to the top side and then ranges. Okay. Likewise with this one, here today's market, you can see it's on a massive uptrend, pulling down, going a bit up again for a retracement. That's your changing character right there, right? And it's going to come further down, possibly, to retest this zone. Let me show you. Where's it to now? There we go. That one. It's retesting that zone. We could possibly come down to this area to retest and maybe break through or bounce off to go further higher. Okay, there's a reason why I use this specific tool over here because it can work out very nicely what your bias for the day is going to be. And you'll see that if you take that specific tool, you can work out exactly where it's going to go. But you have to work on the basis of the previous day. Okay. So if it breaks through this point over here, it might come back to test that area. If it doesn't, then it continues further down. Then you know the overall trend for that day is going to be a downtrend. If it doesn't come back to test that zone over here, which is a major tell, which I'm actually going to talk about in my lessons, my trading sessions in future. If you don't get a market that comes back to retest this area like it does over here, then you know it's not going to break through or change direction or whatever the case may be. But this is a major tell. This too, I've come to learn very well. It helps a lot with determining the daily bias. Right. So here it's a possibility that it's coming back to test the zone, and then it might just break through, retest, and break further down, or go back up again. Very helpful. Very helpful. Anyways, that's just a bit of a sidetrack there. So, based off that, what I just showed you now, that's the reason why I actually went there. You can determine if you want to do buys for the day or sells for the day. If you don't want to take a risk on both, you can actually go over to this chart. You can add this tool here. You can draw. Oh, by the way, this specific lines that you're seeing at the bottom is a very specific indicator that I'm using. It's called NYAM candle highlighter. In a nutshell, if you click on indicators, where is that one? Stream of Boom Pro, True Day Open. That's the one where you see these lines going down. It literally marks out the start of the market and the end of the market. Okay. So here you can see 6 a.m. It's roughly about 7 a.m. our time, right? And that's 7 a.m. our time. Again, the next day. So for America, count 7 hours back, that's midnight for them in New York. I think that's a 7 hour difference. So literally when their market opens for the day, guess what? We start to trade. It's 7 a.m. again, midnight for them. And so it goes on. So this helps you to keep track of, I'm sorry, of their markets. And likewise, if you're going with the AUD USD, you'll see exactly when on their time versus our time when the market is best to trade. Okay. So here for us, best to trade on from 7 o'clock a.m. on gold to 7 a.m. the next morning. But because of our timing, brokers will close at 12 o'clock, irrespective of what their times are. That's why you sometimes see that massive jump over the weekend between your trades. Okay, right. So you can either choose to buy or sell depending on the daily bias, or you can have both activated. There's also the option of having trades close off automatically. Again, that works with your ATR setting. Um, yeah, I think that's encoded into the actual bot. You can't actually change that setting. But if it goes too far, and I think that's got to do with your loss, your equity loss on the 50. Am I right, Michael? That percentage there. Anyways, okay. We go 15% on a reversal, closes, trades, done for the day, boom. Okay, then you got indicator settings. Now, here's the fun part, or the other fun part. Let me remove this one because this was based on the previous part. Oh, shit. Sorry. Let me just get that window again. Ah, I can't do anything. Why? Here we go. Cancel. Just delete that indicators. Okay, so you're gonna go to the market, right? You're gonna go to the market. MQL, so your tools, you go MQL 5 market. I'll show you where to get the super trend indicator, or the one I'm using. Click on search. When does this thing want to open up? There we go. All right, so you click on search, type in super trend, enter. Then you're gonna arrange it by free. You don't have to pay for what the other ones are actually gonna give you. Okay. So the one that I actually used, where is it? They actually put it. Don't tell me they put the price on it now. It's not there anymore. It said Super Trend Original. Okay, I'm gonna have to copy it from my other PC. But anyways, let's just maybe use this one. Let's hope it works. Damn it. Where did the other one go to? Okay, there we go. There's a super trend. So we go back to the market, double click. Oh, this one's got different settings. Anyways, okay, the settings I've got on mine is 10 and 0.5. Wow, you can't use point on this one. Shit. Ugh, that's not gonna work. Okay, I need to find another one. How did they just remove? Try this. 3. Maybe I find it like that. Nope. Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna have to find a way to actually put it onto the group so that you guys can just download it. This is crazy. It was there, now it's gone. We try this one. Here we go. Okay, so 0.5. So which one was this? Super trend line 1.0, guys. You're gonna have to find a multiplier that's got like point factors in it. Click OK, and then you see the lines moving. As you can see, that's pretty accurate on the downtrend. Got pretty accurate here on the uptrend. There's a bit, yeah, they will change while this candle's actually forming there. And likewise with this candle, there we go. Start seeing it going back into an uptrend, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's the indicator that we are doing the settings on. Going back to the actual, is it now? Plus. Is that a plus? Yes, plus. So here, you're going to change it to 0.5, and then you change that one to 10. And that's obviously what I found is the best for M5. You can actually play around with it, and then it's always good to have like a visual aid, so to say, right? Got the visual aid, you can actually use the indicator there on the chart, right? This indicator on the chart doesn't produce as much false breakouts from the EMA that we previously used um on the older bot. We actually had to go to higher time frames to kind of smoothen it out. So higher time frames, and I say higher time frames, it would be like 30 minutes to an hour, actually 15 minutes to an hour. And you get the more smoother transition of which way the market's going to go based on the three EMAs. So, any questions? No questions. Cool.
Kurt, sorry, man.
Hmm.
Can you just show me how you get to that indicator again, please?
Right. So here by tools, right? You're gonna go to MQL5 market. Oh, provided you actually have an MQL5 account. Do you have one? If you don't have one,
Yes.
you can actually go to MQL5. So whatever credentials you used in MQL5, it's gonna pop up here asking you for that correct credentials the moment you click on MQL5 and you want to download. When you hit download, it will allow you to view the products, etc. At the moment you click on a specific indicator, it's going to ask you for your credentials so that you can download the actual, uh,
Sure.
yeah. So that is the actual, you can see it by the rating that it also has. We've got a 5-star rating, whatever, but you can click on most, you can click on free, and then you can use it also based on the ratings. And each one, if you leave your mouse on it, you can actually see the popular super trend indicator gives you like a short write-up. When I actually read more into it, you can go there and you can read everything on it. We'll show you screenshots. Oh, that's the other thing. Okay, so this is what it basically looks like on the chart, right? Instead of the one that I've got now, this is what it will look like for you. The moment, instead of it having that line that going across there, it will actually show like a green at the bottom. It's it's roughly like support and resistance lines, so to say, in a nutshell.
Okay.
Oh, the other nifty
Trend.
trick I want to show you, right? Other nifty trick. We go here to candles, right? Click on candles, and you go, I can actually, and I go to a lower time frame. Let's say you're gonna be on the 5 minute or even the 15 minute, 5 minute. Show you what happens here. Just bring it a bit down. Release that. Split it out. Tell me what you see. What do you see? Should I chop and change? Again, where's that indicator? Screenshots. See that red? See that green? We look here. Green, red, but this is with the actual candlesticks. So instead of you using normal candlesticks, like your candlestick patterns, right? You can use Heiken-Ashi candlesticks, which literally tells you more or less when a trend is starting in candlestick form. When it changes, pull back, form again, pull back, form, pull back. And you can see by the length of the wicks to the downside if it's actually strong in a nutshell. Again here, strong wicks to the upside. That's indicating a very strong push to the upside. You with me? It's another nice nifty trick. I'm literally giving you gold now. Okay, I know we're trading gold, but I'm literally giving you gold nuggets right now. I don't really speak about these to just anybody. So these are all things that I use when I'm looking at the markets before I even enable the bot. Follow, you catch my drift. So then you go back to the settings. Okay, see daily bias. Hey, I'm going to take bias mostly for today or a certain part of the day. If I see that the market changes and changes direction, like it shows here, I go back to candles. All right. And I get an average through range. Oh, by the way, don't look at it at the low time frame because it's going to confuse the shit out of you. You're going to see a whole lot of retesting of that zone, etc., then breaking out. So go to, say, for example, 30-minute time frame is even good enough. There we go. Got less noise happening. Okay. So here, you want to see more of the flow of the market before it actually breaks up to the top side. You always use the biggest or most volatile trajectory there, or candle, or say side candle that shows you there, or volume, sorry, volume indicator there, or do you call it a candle? Do you call it a, I don't know, anyways. Yeah, so all I know is that that shows the volatility, how much volatility is. I don't have to know the name. Again, here we go. You pull out to the upside and you can see here it's already moved to the upside. So there you would have already said, okay, no, I'll take buys, you know. If you want to get a brief or more overview, you can go Heiken-Ashi and you see, oh, okay, the market, oh shit, no, it's going back now, down. Then you can change the setting again on your bot and you change it to what you call it, sales only. However you want to do it, it's entirely up to you. It's preferential to each trader. Whatever makes it easier for you to trade with and to manage, so to say. Any other questions? I hope I'm giving you gold here that you can use. Because like I said, I don't really just give that to just anybody. Okay, I take it that you don't have any further questions.
Yeah, all good though. Thanks, Scott.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And again, kudos to you on that. On figuring it out. Was obviously very busy today. Couldn't really respond much, but I had to force you into that position as well, where you had to kind of play with the settings because
No, no, all good.
I didn't have
It
the
was a good
available
exercise.
time to go and actually check on your broker. Hey, what broker you using? Hey, let me go have a look. Hey, okay, I found this out for you. Unfortunately, I couldn't do that for you.
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
It was
so
a good
once
exercise.
if you want to go further into it, right? This average range just to get a better understanding of it, right? In Forex, obviously. Don't go Google it and you take a description on, let's say, crypto. But yeah, they do give like a slight overview of what it could be in crypto as well. So you can either do that or you can check videos out on it if you want like a brief how to use it. There's different YouTubers explaining how this works. Again, my mentor, that channel that I recommended, he's even got a video on it because I actually listened to his video to understand it more
Okay.
and doing some reading on it. To be honest with you, the first time that I come across this ATR indicator was through Michael. So yeah, and me and Michael had both had to try and understand this ATR because it was
All
recommended.
right.
Right. Okay. So guys, in the lessons itself, right? When we start next week, I'm gonna use a bit of the bot and I'm gonna use a bit of my own trading strategy, manual trading, etc., etc. Oh, the reason why I didn't activate the bot here is because it's activated inside. So I don't want to confuse the shit out of my bot because I'm still testing. I want to test to see how far this is gonna go into a negative for my setting that I have before it actually kicks out. But I've got like I think it's 100, yeah, 100,000 on the capital. So it won't technically kick out on 15%. Anyways, I didn't actually notice it because I had it on the day view and mostly on the history. But yeah, good profits, 151 so far. Cool. Soon as this market comes down, hopefully, then I'll kill off those trades manually. Because 61 is but too high. Or unless I kill one and then another one activates. There we go. Got another trade. That this is the joys of having it on a demo account. You can catch on shit like that to see, hey, what's gonna be the best scenario. You follow my drift? Can't go do this on a live account. You can't be figuring out shit like this on a live account. So my preference is, or my advice as a trader is, whenever you're gonna play around with the bot, do so on a demo account. Get that you want to. You pumped to use this on what do you call it? Wait, hold on. Just tempting. But yeah, in a nutshell, use it on a demo account, guys. I don't want to chat too long. You got the crux of it. Any further questions? Let us know. I'm going to stop the recording now. Yeah. Just pop it in the group and we'll answer it as asked. I guess. Anyways, cheers. Bye.
All right. Thank you. Thanks.
No, don't go.
And if
Don't go.